guys, welcome to Vlogmas Day 6. Today we actually have a really sad story time, and obviously by the title of the video it has to do with corn cakes. So actually we're gonna let Jonathan start it off because it all started with him basically.
But yeah, we have a very special guest.
This is corn dog.
Corny cake.
I guess you should show them how he doesn't have any.
Okay. No, I'll show them later.
Right.
So, a lot of you have been asking why Corny doesn't come out in the vlogs that much, why we don't show him as much, and it's actually a very sad story, but it does have a happy ending. It all started back in January when I moved to Texas. So I moved to Texas because I went out there to work for a while and just get away from Colorado, just because obviously I wanted to get out of here. With that being said, I obviously took my son with me. He loved it. Texas was awesome. It was warm every day, so obviously prime lizard conditions. But then when I was ready to come back, I had to come back in the bus because I got dropped off in Texas. I didn't drive because I had just sold my car like months before that. So I was carless, so I had to take the bus back to Colorado. With that being said, if anyone has ever rode the buses, they're really cold inside and just not prime conditions traveling with a lizard because the movement, etc. It's better to travel, you know, in a car where they can be, like when I brought him to Texas, I had his lamps hooked up to the car itself with the outlets, so that was pretty cool. So I left him in Texas. I told my aunt if she could please look out for him for like a couple weeks while I came back to Colorado, either used my parents' vehicles or bought my own to go pick him up. And then so I come to Colorado, right? I'm back in Colorado. I'm back with Jalissa. Everything's all dandy. And I'm in my back of my head, it's always corny, like going to pick him up. Or, you know, there was rumors about my aunt's mother-in-law. She was visiting her in Texas as well from obviously her husband's side. So she was gonna come back to Colorado where they live as well. So she was gonna bring Corny with them. I was like, cool. So I get a call from my aunt or a text message saying that Corny is in Longmont, Colorado, where we live. So then I get all excited and I head over to her mother-in-law's house. Little did I know, Corny, I thought all this time they had brought him in the side of the truck where it was warm like I did. But no, like los echaron en una caja, en la cajuela, with just newspaper wrappings and in a shoebox. And obviously from Texas to Colorado, guys, in January and in February, it's not warm. So when I grabbed the box all mad and I brought him back to the house and I opened it, and guys, he was basically dead. He like froze to death. Well, he froze. I tried everything, like you could literally pick him up from his tail like this and like he wouldn't bend or anything. Like that's how frozen he was. Like you could knock on the table with him like a rock. I got super sad. Like I was hair drying him. Like I was like, what the hell? I called my aunt. I got so mad at her. Pause.
Okay, so around the time that he came back, I left on a trip, remember?
Yeah.
I was going on a trip, you guys saw in my vlog channel, we went to New Mexico, and that night, I was leaving and Jonathan called me, and he's like literally the most distressed I've ever heard him. He's like, Corny's dead. And I was like, what? Like, I was like, no, I literally thought, I was like, you're pranking me, like, you're dumb, that is not true. He's like, no, like, he's fucking dead, like, he's dead. And he was just really going through it. So it was sad for me because I mean I had already like said that I was gonna go on this trip. It was for immigration and like it was this whole thing. So I literally left, and Jonathan, like I just left him with the death of our freaking lizard.
Yeah. Corny, little backstory. I got Corny, what, 3 years ago this December?
Dang, yeah.
3 years ago, and honestly, like no shade, but he's the best pet I've ever had, including dogs, including horses.
Sorry if you're watching this, Lola.
Oh yeah, all my other dogs, but Corny is like freaking, he's my #1 just because of how smart and like, I don't know, how cool he is. And I got him when I was alone. My parents actually left to Mexico, and I stayed here that winter working, and I wanted to spend it with her instead of Mexico. So I was literally home alone. So I was like, you know what, I can't, Jalissa would come over in the afternoons, but all morning I was by myself. So I was like, I need something in the house to make like another living creature. So I did my research, do your research. I did my research, and I felt like I've always wanted a lizard ever since 3rd grade, because in 3rd grade we had like to take care of geckos and stuff. So I still remember them from back then. So I went to PetSmart and got Corny. There's a vlog. Do we have a vlog?
Yeah, there's a vlog on my channel from.
Oh, on her channel.
He was this big.
Yeah, guys,
oh,
he was like that tiny.
So tiny.
Okay, back to the story. So I was super mad. I literally thought Corny was dead. Like he was dead. Like he was dead. Just to explain things a little bit without being disrespectful, I feel like a lot of you guys would agree with me. Mexican parents or the Mexican culture, they love animals, but I feel like we don't pay the right proper attention to them sometimes. You know, like con los perros le damos comida humana, you know. Los gatos, we let them do whatever they want. We don't neuter dogs, we don't, you know what I mean? We don't really give them the proper attention. So a mi tía y a su familia se le hizo muy fácil just put Corny in the back of the bed of a truck because he's a lizard and like no le va a pasar nada, you know, not knowing that reptiles are cold-blooded, they need heat or else they'll freeze, and it's just common sense. Like they thought newspaper was enough, like if it would have been a husky in the back of the truck or something like that. Next, I was this close, guys. Like I was this close to just throwing him away, like throwing him in the trash can. I was that sad, and like I was this close, but whatever. Like I slept it. I just slept it out. So I slept like with the cage where he was dead inside, right next to me in the bed, and then I woke up and he moved spaces from where I left him dead. So I was like, what the hell? But he was still like not moving. So then I was like, whoa, like this is weird, you know? And then so like I wake up like at 8 and I go back to sleep, and I wake up again and he's not in the same spot from that morning. So I was like, what the heck? Finally I catch him. He like moves his head, so he's not dead, like he's alive, guys. So I was like, what the hell? But like his skin really was like really black. He was like estaba bien mencito, like he was like he was unconscious basically. He was like moving, he would hit himself. So I went out, bought him a new super, like we had this little lamp. I bought him a big one to heat him up. Crickets, all his favorite food, and I fed him and I nourished him and I took care of him and I loved him and got back to health. But then this is where all the sad things come in. Slowly I started to I even told her, I was like, Corny's legs, like he's not walking, he's just like dragging himself. And yeah, soon we found out, guys. Oh no, I was at work and my sister sent me a picture or a text saying that Corny's bleeding or something like that from his toes, or like he like, oh no, his tail. He ripped his tail off. Like it was like broken, but it wasn't ripped off completely yet. So I was like, what the hell? Like maybe se cayó, like because he moves a lot around all his little house, so sometimes he gets stuck. So I'm like, maybe he broke it, you know. But so it started off with the tail. It like broke, and then I was like, oh, I'm not gonna rip it off, you know. So then like literally that day I was gonna take him to the vet. It like finally ripped off like a good chunk, how to say, like that much when he was little. Then that night we like slept it out. Seeing his toes, his toes were like, they started breaking off and he started bleeding. I was like, I literally thought he was like eating, like he was like biting his toes and like ripping them off. But then it wasn't. Like his toes had, like when he came in the truck, he froze, guys. Like he froze. So everything, basically all the blood stopped flowing to his, like the tips of his body. He got
frostbite.
Yeah, he got frostbite basically. So everything started breaking off, and then that's when I told Julissa, I was like, I think he didn't get blood anymore and they were stiff. And so
when he started moving, like they just broke.
Yeah, so when he started moving, he would just break off, and I was so sad. I was like, what the hell is that going on? I got scared. I thought he was like biting himself and stuff. So then we tell him where we took him.
Well, I think at that point we were like, we have to take him to the vet because we don't know if he's in pain, because it's not like he can tell us. So we did our research about that too, and believe it or not, here in Vlogmas, or even kind of close to us, there aren't a lot of reptile specialists. But we found a teaching hospital in Fort Collins, and we took him there. We went in emergency, and then they said, well, the reptile specialist wasn't there, so we didn't really get too much information, but they said he might be in a little bit of pain, so they gave us shots to give him. So literally there we were injecting shots into his little arms. You know how sad that was? So yeah, I injected some shots into his arms. And he was pretty fine and dandy. I mean, he would still move around and stuff. And then we just started getting scared because his toes started falling off and his tail, and like we did research and said like if this keeps happening, they're gonna have to amputate like his whole tail. So we actually,
his legs.
Yeah, so we actually scheduled an appointment, like a real appointment with the reptile specialist, and they ended up telling us that thankfully it didn't, like, what was it? It didn't, it ripped off, but it didn't hurt. It's like he didn't have any bones.
Yeah, so I guess guys, like our fingers, like we have bone to the very tip, but they have like skin or what, carne, whatever, even longer than that, like the nail part and the little finger part. So the frostbite where like they got cut off and his tail got off didn't reach the bone. So if the bone was exposed from where it like cut off, then yeah, he wouldn't be in a lot of pain. And I mean, he was still in pain, your skin falling off of your fingers, but not as like to the point where he didn't have to get his arms amputated.
Or his
tail. So I was like, what? Like before they told us that, I was like, he's gonna literally be like a chicken nugget, like no arms or legs or tail, guys. I was like, I'd rather just schedule like to put him down. Like I was like, I'm not gonna have him like amputated like that. It's so fucked up. Like I'd rather put him down and like have him go to heaven, because that's so messed up to have. Imagine living a life without anything. I was like, no. Yeah, and that was a major part.
We literally thought, we're like, dude, we're gonna go in there and they're gonna be like, we can't do anything about it, like we have to put him down. But thankfully they were like, first of all, they didn't do anything. They're like, it doesn't look like there's an infection, it doesn't look like anything. He's like, they're like, keep giving him his medicine through the shots and they're gonna heal. Like his toes, everything's gonna heal, and they're not gonna go back, sadly, but he's gonna be fine. At the end of the day, we just followed what they told us. They're like, it's fine. You get even more concerned, like bring him back in, but his toes are gonna heal, his tail is gonna heal, and he should be pretty fine and dandy. Just follow up with like his veggies and all that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because we went in there, well, I went in there like all negative. ¿Cómo se dice negative, Sally?
Negative Nancy.
Negative Nancy. Like I was like, no, put him down, put him down. She's like, you don't have to. He's fine. Like it's just, it didn't reach his bone. I was like, no, put him down.
It's just sad to see him like this.
Yeah, like that.
Like, he has one little arm that has all of his little toes, but the rest, his tail is broken off, and then the rest of his toes fell off, and then his back leg only has 2 nails. That's another reason why we didn't really show him in the videos, because it felt like we weren't ready to talk about it, but it was just kind of a sensitive subject a little bit, and we didn't want you guys to be like, what the heck, like, what doesn't he have any toes? And like we didn't want you guys to bully him, so.
Or like come at us for not taking care of him. Like we did everything possible, guys. Like I said, I know it's very careless, but I never told my aunt to like send him. My aunt never gave me a heads up like, ahí va. She just sent me a text like, he's here. So I couldn't even like, oh, make sure he's inside the truck, and they plugged the lights. You know, they didn't care about that. So when I got to their house, I was like, oh, where's Cornelio? I thinking he was gonna be inside the house with them, you know, because they were all drinking coffee and stuff. But they're like, oh, está en la troca, if you want to go get him. I was like, what? Like, he's not inside with you guys? You guys have been here for hours. So then I go, and he's not even inside the truck. It's like the bed of the truck. So I was so pissed, guys. It happened. Like I had no control over it, or else I would have, you know, gave her proper instructions, or at least told her, aguanta una semanita más, and I'll go and pick him up myself.
Yeah, we had actually planned to go on a road trip.
Yeah, we were planning a road trip to Texas.
Just to pick him up.
To pick him up and also meet like some of her subscribers. Yeah. Which was gonna be like our thing, and then I get a text saying, oh, he's already there. So it sucks, guys, but we love him. He's pretty much normal.
We're just glad he's still alive, because I feel like if he had died, it was just, oh my god, it would have been so freaking sad. Like it's don't get me wrong, it's sad to see him like this, but the fact that he's here and that he's still like corny, like, yeah,
and he's living a good life, guys. Like he eats, he has his sunlight, we take him out, we bathe him. If you guys follow me on Instagram or her on Instagram, we bathe him in the sink, in the bathroom sink, like you're supposed to, pa que no se tapen. And yeah, we just take care of him.
We helped him get his stuck shed out, and like we're trying to give him the best life ever because we want him to be here. Because what did you say they live up to? How many years?
Like 12 years, 15 years.
So we want our kids to meet him.
So obviously all his wounds have healed up, guys. Every little tip, and we'll show you in a bit if you want. He doesn't have like nothing's open, everything's sealed. But yeah. And
also he's just like his dad. He doesn't like his veggies, so sometimes I have to force him to eat them.
He likes crickets the most.
Yeah, and the vet also told us that crickets are like hamburgers to them.
Yeah.
So.
All right, show them.
Here's Corny Cakes. So this is the part where he lost his tail. It was like this long over here. And so he lost this part of his tail. The good thing.
I think it was even longer.
Really?
Well, now that he's bigger.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was no bone sticking out, so there was no infection or anything like that. And then if you can see right here, he has no toes.
Well, show them the good arm.
Okay.
So
sorry,
they
baby.
know how he was supposed to look.
I know this is stressing you out, Courtney. I know, sister. This is his good arm. Oh, he's freaking clawing the shiznit out of me right now. Okay, can you just show? Okay. So this is his good arm. Is it focused, babe?
Hand.
His good hand. Do you see how he has all his toes and nails and everything? And then this is his good leggy because he has 2 toes. Kick your ass. He has 2 good toes with nails on them. The rest are just kind of broken off. And then this is his bad side. This one, literally, even these 2 toes right there combined into a big ass toe. So that me. And then this is his bad little arm. He only has 1 little long finger with a nail on it. Can you see? But this is Corny. He's alive and he's great. And when I picked him up, he stuck his beard out because he. Oh, he's getting sassy. Don't get sassy with me. But yeah, that's basically it. Other than that, you can see he's pretty healthy and thrive. He hates his dad. Why did you let them do this to me? But he's thriving now, so that's what's good about it. At least he's still here.
Yeah, Corny has gone through a lot, guys, but now that we have our own place, obviously he's in the living room. He has his own big ass desk. He's not at the ground anymore. He's everything.
Kingdom.
So yeah,
he's just chilling.
Now that you guys know, I feel like we got that off our chest and we can like show him more. He can be in like our intro that we're gonna make, and he can just be in the vlogs and not have to worry about hiding them, or like, at least you guys know. And I know some of you guys are gonna come for us, and it's okay. We deserve, well, I deserve it.
Well, you don't deserve it because it wasn't your fault, baby. You had no control of the situation.
Obviously, just understand that we tried, guys. And for all those reptile experts out there, you know, leave some constructive criticism.
Or advice?
Advice, yeah. Like, what can we do to make his habitat better? What can we do to reduce stress? Don't just come for us, you know? Yeah. Don't just be negative, be mean.
Don't be negative.
It happened, so there's no point of you being mean.
We can't go back and change it, but we can do our best to give him the best life ever. Huh, sister? But anyways, yeah, his name is Cornelio.
Yeah.
But we call him Corny.
Cornelius.
Corny Cakes. Yeah, Cornelius. We call him Corny Cakes, Corn Dog. But
go watch that vlog so you can see how tiny he was, guys. Yeah. He was like that big. It's so funny because I bought him and they put him in the little, you know, in my little cubby and everything. I got home, I made his little cage, and then it came to the point where I had to put him in the cage, and I was like, I have to touch him. Like, I've never touched a lizard since 3rd grade, and it kind of like freaked me out, but I got over it.
Yeah, he was tiny. So he will link the vlog down below so you guys can watch it. And yeah, yours are gonna cry because he was the cutest thing in the whole entire world. He still is, but he was this tiny. We
had to do a little story time just to get something out there for you guys. Vlogmas is actually very hard, guys.
It's hard when Jonathan gets off at 9. Guys, literally, he gets off like at 7. We film and he does not go to sleep till like midnight or 1, and then he goes to work at 4.
Guys, I have to be at work. I have to be at work at 4:30, guys. Not 5, not 5:30, 4:30, and then I get off of work till 8 at night. So then I have to shower, eat, and then we start filming, and then I have to edit. So just know that we're trying, guys, and if for some reason we don't upload, don't come for us.
But we are gonna try our best.
There's YouTubers, you know, bigger YouTubers that have editors that just stay at home all day, and even then you can't do Vlogmas. So we're really trying.
yeah, so anyways, without further ado, that's it for today's video. We have a very fun video coming at you guys tomorrow, Saturday, so please stay tuned for that because we're gonna introduce someone new. But anyways, without further ado, our camera is gonna stop. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Bye.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Courtney said, I didn't know this whole story, so now he's trying to run away. Good luck, buddy. You're not gonna get very far. It's really cold outside. Okay, bye.